first from the First Alert Storm Team. Sponsored by Hyundai.
Well, much calmer across the News 5 viewing area this evening after a lot of showers and storms throughout the day, especially into the afternoon hours. Mobile, Baldwin County, Northwest Florida, all across the viewing area was not spared. Gulf Coast Museum Window Depot Mobile camera, again, much calmer from there this evening. By 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, still could see a couple of showers. Temperatures in the mid-70s by the morning. Orange Beach from our Sweat Tires camera, 80 degrees by 5 a.m. Maybe a couple of showers there. You can see some lingering light showers over Orange Beach, and Pensacola International Airport along the coastline there in Northwest Florida by 5 a.m. at 77 degrees. So going to stay warm and humid overnight, but more showers and storms possible into tomorrow. But we'll be back to more of a summer-like pattern throughout this week. I'm going to talk about that forecast and a new update in the tropics coming up on News 5 at 10.
Straight ahead, why the Escambia County Sheriff's Office SWAT team was called to arrest a man earlier today. Next, a Saraland man has been missing for over a year and family and friends are still seeking closure. Plus, the Alabama Deep Sea Fishing Rodeo is in full swing. Hear how the annual event is expected to impact businesses this year.
Local coverage you can count on. You're watching WKRG News 5 at 10.
Welcome in. I'm Jeremy Jones. Shamani Baker has the night off. We appreciate you making WKRG News 5 as your favorite source of news every night at 10 o'clock. It was another hot day today on the Gulf Coast, followed by some storms that rolled through. Our meteorologist Grant Skinner joins us now. And Grant, the severe weather threat is over, but we could still see some more storms tomorrow.
That's right. So a few overnight and a few into tomorrow. We're actually tracking one storm right now that's kind of strong. So we're tracking that off to the northwest into portions of areas just to the west of Washington County. And also we're seeing a few scattered showers along the coastline. So areas like Dolphin Island, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, probably seeing a few lingering light to moderate showers into this evening. But the one storm I am tracking that's the strongest out of all of these is, again, just to the west of us. This is in Wayne County. You can see Waynesboro getting a lot of heavy rainfall and lightning. This storm will likely enter portions of Washington County in the next 15 to 30 minutes. You can see that kind of riding along that Highway 45 corridor, and will continue to track to the south-southeast. So areas like Chatham, you might see some rainfall, might see some lightning off in the distance as the next 15 to 30 minutes progresses. At the coastline, like I said, a lot of just lingering showers from Foley over into Pensacola all the way down through the coastline into Jackson County into Pascagoula, and also there's some lingering showers offshore in Mississippi and a few in Louisiana as well. Now, we have more rain expected into tomorrow. This is one thing that I think you'll be really excited about. Look at these forecast highs into the upper 80s and low 90s. We're going to have some cooler temperatures in tomorrow. It's because we'll have more shower and storm activity. That front's going to continue to push south. We'll talk about what that'll do for us in terms of our rain chances throughout the next week. And again, another big update in the tropics I want to talk about. That's all coming up. And also, real quick, I want to tell you about the WKRG News 5 weather app. I actually have this app on my phone, not just because I want to, make updates to it, but at the same time, it gives great information, including alerts. Also it tells you whenever a strong storm enters your area, and also it's just a very great tool for radar and many other things. It's on the Google Play and the App Store.
All right, thank you, Grant. Along with the threat of severe storms in certain areas, CBS's Christian Benavidez reports that dangerously hot weather continues to affect much of the country.
There is no relief in sight from the brutal heat. This relentless and stifling heat wave has more than 110 million people under excessive heat warnings and advisories. In Georgia, outdoor workers are trying to keep cool.
What I tell them is just drink plenty of water, take shade if you have to.
In California, firefighters are struggling to handle the temperatures.
So we're wearing that same gear, to keep us safe. But yet now we're dealing with these temperatures, these outside temperatures.
In fact, it's so hot
now is at 165
that the pavement is sending some to the burn unit.
They're there for any longer than you flinching back. Your skin's going to start being damaged by that.
Phoenix topped 110 degrees for the 22nd straight day. In South Florida, activists for farm workers are pushing changes in the law after a 29-year-old died while working in the brutal heat.
We need water, we need shade, we need breaks.
The Northeast is dealing with the aftermath of heavy rainstorms. Flooding and thunderstorms halted play between the Red Sox and Mets at Fenway Park in Boston Friday night. And in Pennsylvania, the body of a 2-year-old swept away by flash flooding was recovered. Her 9-month-old sibling is still missing. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
A Pensacola man charged with murder. This is 39-year-old Michael Rodriguez. He was arrested this morning after a shooting that left one person dead. It happened around 11:50 last night. Officers responded to Sam's Lounge on North Old Coreyfield Road in Pensacola, where they found the victim. The victim was taken to the hospital where they were pronounced dead. Rodriguez had fled the scene but was later located and arrested. He remains in the Escambia County Jail on a murder charge. Another Pensacola man is in jail tonight after allegedly shooting a woman in the face. This is 35-year-old Joshua Birch. You see him on your screen. He was arrested today at his home after a woman showed up to Sacred Heart Hospital with a gunshot wound to the face. Birch was identified as the shooter. The Escambia County Sheriff's Office SWAT team was called out to the 2600 block of L Street after Birch refused to come out of his house. Birch was then arrested, and he remains in the Escambia County Jail facing multiple charges, including attempted murder and attempting to destroy evidence. Family and friends continue their efforts to find a man from Saraland who hasn't been seen in more than a year. As WKRG News 5's Chad Petrie explains, they hope a new reward will help them find closure.
Plenty of questions, but answers are in short supply as this family refuses to give up. People fan out from an old retail store on Highway 43 in the hopes of finding any sign of James Bernard White. White was last seen in March of 2022, leaving this Saraland apartment complex where he lived just a block away. He normally traveled between Saraland, Chickasaw, and Pritchard. He left on foot and hasn't been seen or heard from since. Family members say it's been tough getting no new information about his whereabouts since he vanished more than a year ago.
The worst nightmare you could ever imagine, because to love someone and not to know where they are, if they're okay, or, if they are alive or if they're deceased, what happened, and do they suffer, or if they're alive, it's been horrible. Yeah. I guess you would say I can't even really put into words, exact words, how heavy of a burden this has been.
They say they'll keep going until they have answers. Anyone who has any information about what may have happened to James Bernard White is asked to contact the Saraland Police Department. They hope a new reward will help generate tips that solve this mystery. The family has put up a $2,000 reward for information that leads to finding White. A Saraland police official said in a recent email to News 5 that in the last year they have searched nearby wooded areas, residential and commercial properties, and continue to accept tips and leads, but so far, nothing has closed this case. In Saraland, Chad Petrie, WKRG News 5.
The Alabama Deep Sea Fishing Rodeo is in full swing. This year, the rodeo has over 4,000 anglers registered to compete in the tournament. WKRG News 5's Haley Kennedy joins us in the studio tonight. And Haley, you were down there today, and you learned that the rodeo actually helps businesses on Dauphin Island.
Yeah, Jeremy, that's right. Those businesses on Dauphin Island told me that this is always the perfect way to end the summer rush. It's the biggest fishing tournament in the world.
It's been awesome. It's been such a full, busy site. Everybody's just running around trying to make sure all the anglers are coming in, getting everything they need.
Bringing in over 75,000 people to Dauphin Island.
School will be starting in the next few weeks, so this is kind of the last big hurrah.
But as people were out on the water catching fish, they work up an appetite that restaurant owner Rick Siebold has been anticipating to satisfy.
Kind of double up on everything you order just so that you have enough stuff to get through the weekend.
For the past 8 years since Siebold has been here, he has noticed an increase of demand.
It's been getting busier and busier.
And with summer being the busiest time of the year on the island,
it's kind of a boom for all the restaurants on the island.
This weekend alone is expected to bring in a revenue increase of 25%.
It's just another opportunity to provide service to customers and make a few extra bucks.
And Dauphin Island Mayor Jeff Collier says it's a memory that everyone needs to make.
Well, I look at it as the total Dauphin Island experience.
Tomorrow is the last day of the tournament. The weigh-in station will open at 10 a.m. in the morning. In the studio, Haley Kennedy, WKRG News 5.
All right, thank you, Haley. Multiple Mobile organizations coming together holding a back-to-school blast to get children ready for their school year, as well as helping adults get back on track. Groups including People United to Advance the Dream Mobile and Reconciling Lives of the Kingdom Church Ministries came together to hold their 6th annual community outreach on St. Stephen's Road this morning. Aside from a live DJ and food, children there received school supplies and uniforms. Adults were able to find health screenings, voter registration, and record expungement services. The event organizers, David Edwards and Dara Gilbert, say even though it's a back-to-school blast, they're happy that they're able to help everyone.
There are many different facets going on here today. It's a community-oriented event for the community, by the community, and to empower the community.
We believe wholeheartedly in unity within the community and us gathering together on one accord and one body to help each other and to be a light for the community.
The event ended around 4 p.m. today. All right, thank you for making WKRG your favorite news at 10. Next, a sinkhole today in Destin. What police may think, what caused it to open up.
And if we're going to be at the beaches, we actually have a lower risk for rip currents, which would be nice because I think we'll have some better beach weather into next week. Again, a low risk for rip currents at the Alabama and Florida beaches tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. Those water temperatures now running pretty warm into the upper 80s. And that big story is closer to average temperatures and rain chances. It'll be a lot more seasonable. Still hot, but not quite as hot as we've seen over the past week. I'm going to break down those temperatures. We're going to update in the tropics, and we'll time out the rain for tomorrow. All that's coming up.
You're watching WKRG News 5, local coverage you can count on with Shamani Baker. meteorologist Grant Skinner and Gerhard Mathangani Sports. This is WKRG News 5 at 10.
And just ahead of the 7-day forecast, it's time to count down another 5 things you need to know tonight at 10. Starting with number 5, the criminal trial against former President Donald Trump is set to get going in Florida in May. Trump is accused of withholding and concealing classified documents. A federal judge set May as the date because she says there's a lot of evidence in the case which will require time to review. Number 4. Time to save money on school supplies. Alabama's tax-free weekend is now underway. From now through tomorrow, you will not have to pay sales tax on items like clothes, shoes, and books. Florida's back-to-school tax-free holiday begins Monday. Number 3, deadline met. Alabama lawmakers finalized a new congressional map. This comes after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled the current map likely violates the Voting Rights Act and dilutes the voting power of black Alabamians. The legislature failed to create a second majority black district as ordered by federal judges. Number 2, a sinkhole opened up today in Destin. This is located on the east side of 98 Palms Boulevard in front of the Olympus Apartments and Target. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office believes a water break is the cause of the sinkhole. Those inside the car were trapped but were able to get out without any injuries. And number 1, a News 5 update. 10 dogs adopted from the Saraland Animal Shelter. We've been reporting the shelter has been over capacity, and the shelter tells us it is committed to operating as a no-kill shelter. And that's our countdown of the 5 things you need to know tonight at 10.
Now, meteorologist Grant Skinner with your First Alert Storm Team forecast.
Well, we now have the first hurricane of the 2023 Atlantic hurricane season. This is Dawn, still meandering in the northern Atlantic like we've talked about over the past week or so. But again, still big news. Again, it's the first hurricane of the season, but that's going to continue to move off to the northeast, and that will eventually fizzle out, which is a good sign. 75-mile-per-hour winds now, though, so it has strengthened over time, but now it's going to weaken, and again, not a threat to the U.S. Still tracking this area of development. This is in the portions of the central Atlantic. 40% chance of development over the next couple of days, 50% over the next 7 days. Could become a depression into next week, still kind of up in the air. The conditions aren't exactly favorable for this, but if it were to develop into something, this is the consensus track mainly kind of showing going through the Caribbean, and then once you get into the Caribbean, then it starts to spread out. So that's when we have less confidence in the forecast there. We had some hail today, though. This was in the News 5 email. This is in Daphne. We had some hail over in Daphne, so over in Baldwin County. This video was sent by Chuck Minga. Thanks for sending that in to us. You can see that hail falling there over into Daphne. I saw reports of it near Malbus. Several portions of the viewing area at least seeing some small hail with those stronger storms this afternoon and evening. And also, Natalie sent this to me from Dauphin Island. This shelf cloud was absolutely stunning. We had a shelf cloud here. I saw one in Pensacola. I mean, just all over the place from those strong storms creating strong outflows out ahead of the rainfall as those storms roll through the area. So very active day, but then as we've headed into this evening, things are not looking as active. Still some showers at the coastline, and there is one strong storm that was severe warned not too long ago. That severe thunderstorm warning has been dropped. Still a strong storm, though, packing some frequent lightning, heavy rainfall. That's going to continue to track off to the southeast along portions of Highway 45. This is now in Wayne County, but could move into Washington County over the next 15 to 30 minutes. Again, just make sure to stay indoors. We had a lot of heavy rainfall today. Look at these rainfall totals, up to 3 inches in some spots, like Irvington are almost 3 inches there. Daphne, where we saw that hail, also saw a lot of rainfall, around 3 inches near Spanish Fort and Daphne, all the way along Highway 31 down through into the I-10 Highway 90 corridor into Baldwin County. Also along portions of Highway 43, we have that almost 2.5 inches of rain there. Also some heavy rainfall in our northern spots as well. As far north as just southeast of Thomasville, almost 2 inches there. Northern Monroe County, you got almost 3 inches there, and some isolated heavy rainfall in areas like Parkerville, Floridale, and also Galluper and portions of Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. More rain possible into tomorrow. This is the latest forecast model for tomorrow. You can see some isolated showers and storms that continued into this evening, but those started to fade off into the later evening hours tonight. Now we'll have some isolated showers in the morning, but those will, again, mainly stay isolated to scattered into the afternoon. Not expecting much of a severe threat with this, which is a good sign there. Again, just going to see some scattered showers and storms into the afternoon on Sunday. Here's that 7-day forecast. I'm looking forward to this because of that front. Things are going to look a lot more like our summertime pattern, typical summertime pattern, as we head into the whole next week. Temperatures closer to average, overnight lows mid-70s. We'll have storms each afternoon, but that's summertime. I mean, I'm liking that. I'm liking that.
I like it too.
Yeah.
And honestly, you know what I also like? This right here. Take a look. Soccer superstar Lionel Messi has made his Major League Soccer debut in the Inter Miami. The sold-out crowd went wild as Messi scored the game-winning goal in extra time. Wow, look at that.
It was awesome.
What a legend. I know my knowledge may not be that great, but I know he is a legend.
Oh yeah, he is a legend. He's incredible.
Yeah,
I talked about this earlier, but this shot was so effortless too. I think it was off. I can't remember which foot it was off. Maybe the left foot, I think. And he just kicks it in upper 90, just like perfect shot. I'm like,
wow.
Can't compete.
And I know Gerhard, you know more about the people who have to go through that adrenaline to try to get those shots and get those winning kicks. Tell us about what's going on.
No doubt about it. Messi was a great one, but we'll turn our attention to the other football, the one that we know here in the States, in both high school as far as college and recruiting, and in the NFL. That and more straight ahead in sports.
Now, Gerhard Mathangani with your News 5 Sports from the United States Sports Academy desk.
Day 2 of the Alabama Deep Sea Fishing Rodeo was today, and we have some results from the red snapper division. Charlie Spencer weighed in a 27.9 pounder to take the lead, and that catch was less than a pound better than Bryant Reeves, who had the lead earlier in the day. Hadley Cohen, Nick Reeves, and Jackson Moore round out the top 5 in that jackpot. It's also a big week in the NFL as training camps get underway. The Houston Texans looking to build on last season. The team has a new quarterback in C.J. Stroud and a new coach in former Alabama linebacker DeMeco Ryans. Meanwhile, a former local star at Monroe County High School, Titus Howard, returns at offensive tackle. And he says this team is really fired up to get back on track this season.
Getting ready for training camp, big year. You know what I'm saying? Me trying to improve every year, be the best I can be. I consider myself one of the best in my position. So, I got to go out this year, perform at the highest level. So we just put in those daily deposits, getting ready for training camp.
Now, Howard and the Texans will begin their preseason games coming up on August 10th against the New England Patriots. In football recruiting news, Alabama landed another big one for the class of 2025. It's Jacksonville, Florida receiver Jamie French who committed to the Tide today. French, spelled with 2 F's, 5-star prospect, caught 44 passes for more than 600 yards and 5 touchdowns last year. The receiver joins Sarah Lynn, wideout, and fellow 5-star prospect Ryan Williams in what should be a loaded class for 2025 for Coach Nick Saban. The 4th and final major of the golf season has hit the home stretch. It was moving day today at the Open Championship, and there were some big movers on the leaderboard. We head to Royal Liverpool for 3rd round action. Former Georgia Bulldog star Brian Harmon. There he is entering the lead. 5 strokes is what he had, but John Rahm was red hot. The Spaniard recorded the lowest round ever at the course, shot a 63 today. He birdied 7 of his last 10 holes. However, everyone is still chasing Harmon, who had a shaky start but finished strong. He's 12 under par and holds a 5-stroke lead.
I think it stands for itself. It's pretty obvious. My lowest round on a links golf course, and it's an Open Championship, right? So, also the lowest round shot on this course. Yeah, it feels really good, but it's a lot of work to do tomorrow.
You get so focused in the moment and trying to just execute shots, because there was, several holes where it could have gone either way, right? I could have made several bogeys on the back 9. So, yeah, just really fortunate to finish where I did and real pleased with it.
The final round action begins in the wee hours of this morning, coming up at Royal Liverpool. And finally, the Pensacola Blue Wahoos hosting the Rocket City Trash Pandas. Weather caused a delay to start this one. Pensacola really came alive, scored 6 runs in the 3rd inning. They led it 8-0 at one point. Trash Pandas came all the way back to tie it at 8. And in the bottom of the 9th inning, Victor Mesa Jr. hit a grand slam. That's how they win it. Blue Wahoos 12-8 today in Pensacola. That's it for sports. We're back with more next.